Phyllis Island has been a special place to me for as long as I can remember. As a boy, my family brought me here, and it was on these shores that I assembled an impressive collection of prehistoric artifacts. This stretch of the upper Ohio Valley was once one of the most important travel corridors in eastern North America. Long before roads and railroads, the Ohio River served as a prehistoric highway, connecting people, cultures, and distant lands. Returning to this island had been a dream of mine for years. Previous attempts had fallen short, but this time I was determined to make it. The journey to Phyllis Island would be a challenging one. The closest boat launch lay nearly 5 miles away, leaving Austin and me with a long paddle ahead. Still, after waiting so many years to return, there was no question. It would be worth every stroke. As we paddled towards our destination, we explored the shoreline. Something caught my attention. A massive boulder jutted from the water. It seemed like exactly the kind of place that would have drawn Native Americans thousands of years ago. I searched the rock for carvings or other signs of human activity, but found nothing. Then, just behind it, I noticed something even more intriguing. A natural rock shelter, with a small spring flowing from deep inside the hillside. With fresh water, shelter, and a commanding view of the Ohio River, it was hard to imagine a better campsite. I carefully searched the shelter but found no artifacts on the surface. The only discovery was a large flint cobble.
Yeah, look around. See
It may have occurred here naturally, or it may have been carried here by Native Americans. Without excavation, there's no way to know. Further on, we came upon a small island named Georgetown Island. I had never been here before, so I was curious, but I didn't have the time for a proper exploration. As we explored the shoreline, we spotted a large snake basking in the sun, a reminder that wildlife now thrives where people once lived and worked. Georgetown Island still holds many stories, and I hope to return one day to discover more of them. Nature and industry exist side by side along the Ohio River. Rusting barges, once part of the region's industrial lifeblood, have found a second purpose protecting the shoreline from erosion. Here, yesterday's industry has become part of today's landscape.
forward. Okay, stop. Paddle with strength. Go a little wider.
By the time we reached the island, the paddle had taken far longer than I expected. We were exhausted, but the excitement of finally setting foot on Phyllis Island made every mile worthwhile. As I explored,
All right, it's in the other
I
bag.
couldn't help but notice how much the island had changed. Much of the gravel beach I remembered had disappeared beneath layers of silt. The hillsides were steeper, deeply eroded, and the shoreline looked very different than it had decades ago. Austin discovered a pitted stone beneath a fallen tree that had slid down the bank. Nearby, I found another wedged in the tree's roots.
So cool. Looks like a tool.
Climbing the steep riverbank was nearly impossible without a rope. Yet, in the early 19th century, a farm once stood on top of this island, and somewhere beneath the forest lies its long-forgotten foundations, fields, and even a family cemetery. Today, dense vegetation conceals nearly every trace of that past. While the people who once walked these shores are gone, new paths have taken their place. Well-worn trails wind through these woods, evidence of a thriving population of white-tailed deer that now calls Phyllis Island home. And from the top, the view of the Ohio River is nothing short of spectacular. Knowing the paddle back would be a long one, we made our way toward the kayaks. Along the way, Austin spotted something glistening beneath a clump of leaves. He reached down and pulled out a single black flake, the first and only piece of worked flint we found on the island that day. As we left Phyllis Island, I couldn't help but reflect on how much it had changed in my absence. Exhausted from our adventure, Austin was soon asleep in the bow of the kayak. I expected the paddle home to be easier with the current at my back, but I quickly learned otherwise. A steady headwind erased any advantage the river offered, and once again, I found myself paddling for hours. As we headed home, I took the opportunity to explore the other shoreline of Georgetown Island. Like the opposite bank, it too was protected by a band of riprap. The narrow channel between the island and the mainland was calm, with almost no current. Once again, we encountered a large water snake basking on the rocks, seemingly unconcerned by our presence. A little farther along, I discovered a quiet sandy beach that looked like the perfect landing spot. I will remember this for next time. Although the journey was challenging, I was grateful to return to Phyllis Island after so many years. The experience brought back a flood of memories from my childhood. Memories that had remained quietly waiting along these familiar shores. More than anything, I was grateful to share this special place with my son and make it part of his own journey. I have no doubt I'll return again soon, because I know there are still many stories waiting to be discovered.